to mark the event of Memorandum of Understanding between Genesys International and Survey of India. I am Gurmeet Chopra, and it's truly an honor to be your host for today's proceedings. Let's kickstart the event with a warm welcome to our esteemed guest, Mr. Hitesh Kumar Makwana, Survey General of India, Survey of India. Distinguished guests from various ministries of Government of India, Mr. Sajid Malik, Chairman and Managing Director of Genesis International, our media partners, industry partners, and colleagues. May I invite Mr. Makwana to light the lamp and open the event for enlightening presentations coming up?
शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Sajid Malik, Chairman and Managing Director of Genesis International, to shed light on the significance of this MOU in the context of making Atmanirbhar Bharat and the progress made so far. Please welcome Mr. Sajid Malik.
दूसरा माइक ले हैंड वाला वेलकम Makwana Sahab, Surveyor General of India, my distinguished guests from various ministries, some of my industry peers, ladies and gentlemen. This is indeed a very auspicious time for us because we are honored that we have been able to partner with one of the most revered and oldest institutions of our country, which is the Survey of India. I think a lot of us are aware that it's got a very rich legacy. Work is one of the oldest survey organizations in the world, and the work that Survey of India has done has helped in building most of the infrastructure in this country. I am glad to see also General Girish Kumar here, the earlier Surveyor General, and he had made a very interesting observation, which I remember. He said that a country is defined by three things. One is its flag, one is its currency, and one is by its border and by its map. And the Survey of India is got the custodian of the third such important component of our national identity. And I think what's happened post the geospatial policy is that there's been a huge fillip to Indian industry, to the adoption and the need for adoption of geospatial technologies. And it has been a very interesting phenomena that a lot of Indian GIS and mapping companies have been doing work internationally, companies like ours, and now we've been given the opportunity to work in our own country. And I think that's really a big step forward as far as the policy goes. And as far as the willingness of institutions like Survey of India to partner with the private sector in furthering the interests of our country and national development. So, without much ado, I think one would like to talk about what we are doing in the concept of digital twin. We have been investing as Genesys a lot in map content in India. And I think we are at a stage now where we would like to also show the progress in which what has been done so far, and areas in which there's a partnership with the Survey of India's capabilities. We have now launched, or we're creating actually the digital twin of India. What is the digital twin? As the grammatical connotation says, that it is a exact replica of the object in question. I think mapping evolution is there now, such that we are moving from being in a position to engage with the world in an absolute precise geometry, as it was earlier possible from a 2D standpoint, but also from a 3D standpoint. We have a small video here which illustrates the concept and the evolution of mapping as we see it today. And I think that we have an opportunity today in India that we can create such digital map products out of Indian indigenous capability that we have shown in other areas of digital infrastructure, be it in payments or be it in identity and be it in even individual geocoding. That's a very wonderful thought that our Surveyor General, in fact, very briefly had spoken about earlier. So let's look at this video, and we'll be elaborating more on that.
Welcome to today's exploration of the fascinating world of geographic information system and map content, where we'll delve into the work done in highly accurate, fully navigable 2D mapping coupled with 3D GIS, digital twins and their maturity model. Welcome to the world of Genesys and the world of Survey of India. Our journey begins with the foundation of GIS, 2D mapping. Maps have been two-dimensional representations providing valuable insights into geographical features. These maps serve as a baseline for understanding spatial relationships. Now, let's elevate our perspective to the third dimension. Our real world is in 3D. 3D GIS adds depth and dimensions to our maps, allowing us to visualize and analyze geographic data in a more immersive way. This becomes crucial in understanding complex urban landscapes. Enter the era of digital twins, virtual replicas of the real world. The digital twin concept takes GIS to a whole new level, offering a dynamic representation of physical entities. This includes buildings, infrastructure, and the environment, enriched with real-time data. This is as per the vision of the new geospatial policy for an Atmanirbhar Bharat, a Bharat now capable of creating world-class indigenous products. Now, let's explore the way Genesys sees through the maturity model of digital twins, which progresses through different stages. Geometric twin, informative twin, interactive twin, autonomous twin, and predictive twin. This evolution will mark the entry of the Indian geospatial digital capability into a world-class offering solving real citizen problems in one of the largest economies of the world. In the geometric twin stage, precision is not just a goal, but a meticulous process. It forms the fundamental foundation of digital twin models. A constellation of sensors and fleets has generated the India map stack, consisting of all India digitized 8.5 million kilometers of road and unprecedented 1 million kilometers of street imaging with more than 40 million points of interest and addresses. The Survey of India's continuously operating reference stations or course data serves the purpose of providing continuous precision positioning information for accurate geospatial mapping and monitoring applications. At Genesys International, we integrate advanced aerial LiDAR and optical sensors, both nadir and oblique data sets with on-the-ground mobile speed terrestrial LiDAR datasets. This meticulous fusion results in the creation of accurate engineering-grade 3D reality models, offering various levels of detail that redefine our understanding of urban environments. By seamlessly integrating coarse data, we elevate the accuracy of our digital twins, ensuring they mirror the dynamic and evolving urban landscape. These reality models sum up the essence of urban spaces, going beyond the surface to capture the intricate details that shape our cities. We meticulously craft digital surface models and digital terrain models, ensuring our dataset not only mirror the physical features of urban areas, but also provide a profound understanding of the underlying terrain. For instance, in the realm of urban planning, our technologies map the topography and features of a city with an unprecedented level of detail for generating master plans. Whether it's understanding elevation changes for landslides, identifying potential flood zones, or planning infrastructure developments, the geometric twin becomes a powerful tool in the hands of city planners and decision makers. This commitment to creating high accuracy data sets is not just a practice, it's a fundamental aspect of our mission at Genesys International. By pushing the boundaries of what's possible in geospatial technology, we aim to empower cities and organizations with the most precise and comprehensive data, laying the groundwork for a smarter and more resilient future.
Thank you. So this gives an idea about the kind of platform that is being built and how we are leveraging some of the great infrastructure also in terms of the cause network that the Survey of India has got. It would be relevant here also to showcase some of the real citizen problems or the problems that we are facing in our Indian cities and how the platform that we are building is going to help solve that. Okay. So I think we're creating now what we believe is the new India map stack. In this new India map stack, we have already created an all country-wide 2D map layer with 8.5 million kilometers of road network, which is integrated by around 40 million points of addresses, point of interest and addresses. We have covered around 1 million kilometers of street imaging, which is the largest ever capture done in India, covering all major cities of India. This kind of ground truthing is helping us create some of the best possible map data that the country is about to see. So you'll be able to understand that in the high fidelity map that we have created of the entire country, we are in a position to look at the entire road network, and we can drill down from major localities to sub-localities to points of addresses, including addresses and boundaries of. So this is the level of granularity that our initial 2D map layer has. And this is going to be coupled with the entire 3D that we are capturing of urban India. And we are doing this with the help of our constellation of sensors. We have our own aircrafts. We have a large fleet which is capturing almost 60,000 kilometers of imaging a day. Now, this is not something is a wish list. This is actually a reality, and you are about to see, and we are about to show you work that we have done in several cities in the country. So, starting from Mumbai, where we have taken, which has some of the largest vertical kind of structures which the country's got, the commercial capital, property taxation in Kanpur. We helped in the flooding areas, the digital twin in Kerala. Via eco-sensitive zone of Mahabaleshwar, our digital twin is helping in there. Coimbatore, Surat, importantly in Ayodhya, which is about to see very large kind of footfall and traffic and development. We have created the digital twin of that. We were the first to do the digital twin of Jaipur city. And finally, the most interesting is we also created the digital twin of Dharavi, which is one of the most densest urban ecosystems in the world, and we are helping redevelop the entire area of Dharavi. So this gives a context of the range of work which is already being done. And you will see, and we will show you examples of all of this. And in fact, before we do that, can you actually go to the platform itself? So we are about to demo the platform by itself and the various applications which are possible on it. So as you can see here, we now have the world in 3D. And this is, when you call a digital twin, this is an exact replica of the city in question. This is at 5 centimeter level accuracy. And therefore, you're in a position to literally map, and we have mapped every square inch of the city. It's integrated with terrestrial imaging that I mentioned. So we have a perspective of the city from a really truly from a 360-degree standpoint. But interestingly, what you will find is that we also have LiDAR, which is integrated into the entire city in question. And this is where this allows the high precision environment to come into the country. And we are really creating a engineering grade data for the cities in question. Now, this data is valuable in many applications. We have seen real life problems that the citizens are facing in terms of urban flooding, what we saw in Bangalore, in Mumbai, in various other cities, as well as helping in entire town planning. We really call this the angiogram of the city in question. So along with LiDAR and along with the high precision, you're in a position to measure any part of the city. To centimeter level accuracy. We are in a position from a telecom infrastructure standpoint, and all of us are concerned about the number of towers which are coming up now. We are in a position to optimize that because of the line of sight analysis that can be done. So imagine that if a tower is to be set up, we're in a position to understand the entire propagation model and therefore put fewer towers, which will help in terms of optimization of telecom infrastructure, and so on. The same principle lies even for utilities, power lines, and what have you. One question which we have been asked by authorities is, can you integrate live data or temporal data into this? So we are in a position to even integrate live data. Command and control centers have become very common now, and now we bring in an entirely new dimension to what a command and control center would look like, where we have integrated even CCTV feeds into the platform in question. So look at any kind of temporal data or live data that the city has, and we are in a position to integrate that and display it in a very holistic form. And this is of huge help to all the urban planners, to all the all the citizens in question, as well as people who are running a city. We are in a position to even simulate urban infrastructure. So any kind of urban planning that needs to be done, we are in a position to simulate it to centimeter level accuracy. So as I mentioned, that you truly have in your desktop an engineering model of the entire city in question. Now, this we believe is really a world-class status that India will achieve in terms of its entire mapping environment. And after seeing this platform, you can see that all the applications are ready to go. We are doing this at scale. Can you now show the rest of the applications?
Our journey begins in Worli, Mumbai, a dynamic blend of luxury high-rises and resilient slum settlements. Genesys International uses advanced aerial and mobile terrestrial LiDAR and optical sensors to create a 3D digital twin. Our technology helps urban planners strategize for improved connectivity, manage traffic congestion, and provide essential amenities while respecting the unique challenges of high-density living. In Thane, Maharashtra, we assess green cover and solar rooftop potential. Our 3D digital twin maps out existing vegetation and evaluates the feasibility of harnessing solar energy from rooftops. This data empowers sustainable urban development and clean energy solutions. Kochi, known for its monsoons, faces flood risks. Genesys International's technology simulates potential flood scenarios, helping authorities devise robust disaster preparedness strategies. With accurate flood modeling, we safeguard lives and property. Panchayati Raj planning in Bilkisganj empowers local communities. Our digital tools enhance decentralized governance, resource allocation, and decision-making. We strengthen grassroots democracy. Mahabaleshwar's beauty is captured through ecological mapping. We use LiDAR data to create detailed environmental maps for conservation, preserving nature's wonders for generations to come. Coimbator's industrial might is balanced with efficient urban governance. We aid in infrastructure planning, transportation systems, and public service management. A harmonious urban ecosystem. Dharavi, Asia's largest slum, undergoes transformation. We upgrade living conditions, provide services, and integrate settlements into formal development, empowering marginalized communities. Our work extends to preserving UNESCO World Heritage Sites, safeguarding cultural and historical treasures. A commitment to our rich heritage. Kanpur's urban fabric faces challenges. We identify deviations of the buildings in physical from official records, aiding urban planning, safety, and compliance. Building a safer tomorrow. Ayodhya, a destination for pilgrimage. Our 3D models showcase temple structures along the serene Saryu River, connecting spirituality and technology. Genesys International, your partner in shaping the future of Indian city through advanced surveying and mapping. Together with Survey of India, we create the urban digital twin, ensuring a smarter, safer, and sustainable India.
So what's relevant here is that, we've been able to actually create all these applications, create the data, create all the layers, and also create real life applications across several cities of our country. Thank you. I think we are going to request Professor Kundu to come and share her thoughts.
Thank you. A very good afternoon to all the esteemed guests. I congratulate Genesys International and the Survey of India for collaborating on this geospatial mapping in shaping the urban landscape of the country. As most of us are aware, India is moving on an upward urban trajectory where urban population is on a continuous rise. Urban India today is comprised of around 487 million people, accounting for over 35% of the population, uh, and which is accommodated by around 10,000 urban settlements, around 5,000 statutory towns, and 5,000 census towns. And moreover, this figure is likely to cross 600 million by 2036, comprising around 40% urban by 2036. This new wave of urbanization is expected to bring both opportunities and challenges. It is very well recognized that urbanization is a necessary condition for economic growth of cities, as our honorable cities in India contribute to of the GDP, 90% of the tax revenues, and majority of the jobs are created in urban areas. And cities also present a myriad of challenges due to inadequate planning, management, and investments. In the present scenario, we find 52% of the statutory towns in the country and over 76% of the census towns, which are census towns, as many of you may not be aware, are actually outgrown villages which have urban characteristics of 5,000 population, 75% of the male workforce in non-agriculture, and a density of 400 people living in those areas, but are not recognized by the urban department of that respective state. So these are, although urban by definition, but not actually recognized by the state governments, because urban development is a state subject. So these really need planning, and as these figures have been brought out by a recent report of the Niti Aayog, this implies that three-fourths of the urban centers in the country do not have a special strategy for the next few decades to come. Such severe lack of preparedness to manage the level of urbanization that Indian cities are bound to witness in the coming decades is a huge risk. And clearly, the business as usual scenario or approach is not sustainable. This gap needs to be plugged through concerted efforts at multiple fronts: legislative, organization, procedural, and human resource, as may be relevant. In this context, geospatial mapping has the capability to address this challenge of urban planning. Database management, visualization, spatial analysis, and modeling are most widely used techniques. Many cities across the country, such as Raipur, Kanpur, Bangalore, Surat, Pune, have implemented GIS based property tax systems. These cities have digitized property tax records, integrated GIS technology for valuation, and utilized special data for better tax administration. These cities, as was mentioned, I think we have under the Smart Cities mission integrated command and control centers, which have operationalized in all the 100 smart cities and which have been envisaged to act as the brain and nerve center of the city. So, if we could really add the layers of GIS to the cities, that it will really help in not only better urban planning but also to encounter the risks thrown up by climate change, as we are experiencing just now, and we are likely to experience in the next few years. uh, we understand that Indian cities have leveraged technology, especially GIS and remote sensing technologies, in different aspects of urban planning, transportation, and infrastructure development, as well as environmental management and disaster risk reduction. Through these applications, cities are striving to create more sustainable and resilient urban environments. And further to this, as we watch these excellent videos, the National Geospatial Policy of 2022, a visionary initiatives by the Indian government, underscores the significance of geospatial information in catalyzing national development and fostering economic prosperity. This policy not only seeks to strengthen the geospatial sector but also envisions a self-reliant India in producing and utilizing geospatial data. Today's collaboration between Genesys and the Survey of India aligns seamlessly within the vision. The collaboration between Genesys and Survey of India signifies a step forward in realizing the objectives set forth by the National Geospatial Policy and in building digital twins of Indian cities, as we just now witnessed through the videos. By leveraging the expertise of Genesis in creating accurate and detailed 3D geospatial content using modern surveying techniques, uh, it with the national mapping capabilities of Survey of India, we are poised to unlock new frontiers in urban development. As we witness this groundbreaking collaboration, let us collectively acknowledge the profound impact that geospatial mapping tools holds for our cities. It is not merely about data. It is about creating a digital footprint and its application use cases that echoes the heartbeat of our urban spaces. Together, let us embrace this era of innovation and usher in a future that our cities thrive with resilience and sustainability. Thank you so much.
May I invite our esteemed guest, Mr. Hitesh Kumar Makwana, Surveyor General of India, Survey of India, for his keynote address on this groundbreaking partnership. Sir.
Respected my predecessor, Lieutenant General Girish Kumarji, uh, CMD of Genesys International, Sajid Malik, distinguished guests and friends. This is my first public appearance, and at the outset, I would like to confess I am just 5 days old in this department. Though I am novice to Survey General or Survey of India work, but I am not new to this subject. Why I am not new to this subject? Because when I was studying civil engineering, so that time we had survey as one of the fundamental subjects, and I still remember my professor when there is a survey class, he will always used to tell, for civil engineer to reach to Survey General of India, it is the highest position you can achieve. And that time it was or what is the what would be this Survey General of India? And miss, he will tell in so mesmerizing a language. Miss George Everest was Surveyor General of India, and he measured height of Everest. So, miss, it was for civil engineer, and he was telling that miss hardly out of 2 lakh civil engineer, one can only become Surveyor General of India. Then from civil engineering, I came to civil servant. I became civil servant, and it was I never imagined that means I can go to this place. So when I got this appointment order, it was just simply I was shell shocked, and I was just feeling that, "Kare, what is this? What I was thinking some 40 years back, that has come true." So uh, this was my limited point why I made, because this was a Surveyor General of India. It was one of the oldest institutions Britishers they established in this country, and it was told that in those days, in whole world, the Survey of India, that work which was commenced, it was the biggest scientific expedition. And the great trigonometrical survey, what was done in India, it was, I think, no other country, what I have been made to understand, that there is no other country they commenced. So that was the glory of this institution. And today, we have reached to this stage where now we are also started doing collaboration with the private players, because the institution which had great capabilities those days, over a period of time, somewhere we have felt that the latest technology, and that if we collaborate with the private players, there this changing and improvement and all these possibilities are very fast. Otherwise, if we will do, those days everything was done by Survey of India. And once upon a time, this institution had more than 50,000 manpower. But in today's scenario, that is not required, because we have now a lot of new scientific technologies. Thanks to my predecessor, Lieutenant General Girish Kumar, he introduced drone-based survey in our department. So I am thankful to him. He has really brought new technology in this department, and a lot of new activities has started. Coming to this today's point, I would like to mention that we have entered into a time that we will change the we are in the changing geospatial system in the country. And the world has advanced from the traditional definition of geospatial information and its application to much more dynamic definition of geospatial, which will provide solution to real-time problems using the modern technologies. I give my background of civil engineer, but simultaneously as a user also, I had last 30 years in various capacities we have used Survey of India, right from working as a subdivisional magistrate and till I was additional secretary disaster management in Ministry of Home Affairs. So what is the user's perspective? I think I will bring more user perspective in this department because ultimately the aim of government is whatever we do, how it will be useful to the user. And here, user is right from citizen of this country to the government of India's various ministries. Even citizen point of view, if we will see today, means every citizen is having map where he is going, what he is knowing about the place where he because it's not now on his smartphone. We have to think about the citizen. Okay, means what in future we can provide latest to the citizen in comparison to other modern cities of the world. I was just Mr. Sajid asked me, "Okay, sir, what is your vision of this department?" I told Miss, in layman's term, if you will ask me, "Okay, what is the vision of this department?" Is this? It means I will just simply write Hitesh Kumar S. Makwana, KW 27 and P 28. So if that address, if I will write, everything should reach to my doorstep. So that should be the our miss my point. It's I don't know, miss. It's uh, too early to give this kind of vision, but yes, I am at present learning in this department what is going on. So as a user perspective, we have land related matters also. Survey comes in the picture. I was in urban development. Madam has very rightly mentioned that is what is the level of urbanization in our country and how this geospatial policy will be useful for the urban planning. Uh, Tamil Nadu, I am coming from Tamil Nadu cadre. It's a Madam told that chemists today we have 35% urban population, but the state like Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat, they have already crossed more than 50% population which are living in the urban area. And it has been predicted that by 2045, half the India will live in urban areas. So there is a role of geospatial technology for urban planning. It is tremendous. I was also mentioning that is how requirement of urban planning can be leveraged, can be used. They can use this geospatial technology and this 3D digital twins, which is we have just notice that is how it can be done because as a urban I was just principal secretary housing and urban development in government of Tamil Nadu and we were just talking that is uh, we were doing this land use reclassification mindlessly without keeping in view this kind of data, which is not available so easily. Though I am told that is all topo sheets of Survey of India is available now on website, but I was struggling and I was asking our public works department to provide this data so that means we can do uh, urban flood management effectively. But So the point is that the dissemination of our new policy, dissemination of our new regime, it requires more. Uh, Means we have to reach out to the every nook and corner of this country. Then only means all our policy and this thing will be useful to everyone. In disaster management, we were keep talking about resilient infrastructure. Our infrastructure should be such that it can, whatever disaster will come, it will, that effect of that disaster will be less. But how to do this resilient infrastructure? Those days I was very simply telling that KVS, what else norms are there, engineering norms are there, what are the planning standards are there. If you will follow, automatically infrastructure will become resilient. But this kind of now those that means just means 1 week back I was not aware that there is something like a 3D digital twins are also is coming up. So this will be definitely is useful in urban planning, disaster resilient infrastructure, and many more. Survey of India, as we all know that Kemis, we were rather more conservative once upon a time, even in sharing our data. But kudos to various, means my predecessors in last 20 years. So many new initiatives have been taken up. We had in 2005 National Map Policy, which has opened up, and we came out with the Open Series maps. Then we had in 2021 guidelines for geospatial data dissemination. Then in 2022, we have come with the new geospatial policy. And this will definitely be useful to everyone, especially government has recognized the role of the private players, and because point is that the private players will be in position to invest as means very quickly, and these changes are also possible very fast in private sector, because this is the we are in the era of technology disruption. Every 6 months, 1 year, new things are coming up. And if we are in government, definitely government will not cope up with that technological disruptions which is happening outside our system. So, and that coping up capacity is only with the private companies. I also would like to say that there is limitless applications are there, and there is a huge for private people also. I can say that there is a huge market of these new technologies, and definitely they should also wholeheartedly make investment and make these efforts of government. Means in this sector also public-private partnership we have initiated, where please make it successful. Unless and until your means this collaboration is means not robust, it will not be successful. And yes, Miss, in our survey of India office also, Miss, there is work in progress. There is no Miss. We cannot say that we have not moved forward. Yes, we have moved forward for uh, this geospatial data dissemination and involving the private player. This work in progress will continue, and we will definitely come out with all our guidelines and the operating procedure, which will be more business friendly, which will be more private players friendly, but we will also not compromise the quality and authenticity of data. I will not take much of your time. I would like to say that I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all those who have worked tirelessly to bring us at this moment, because this is first MOU we have done with Genesys International Private Limited, and we look forward to have more and more such MOUs with various partners and various private players. and we will make our means government's various initiatives successful, and we will wholeheartedly participate in the nation building. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Next, may I invite Dr. Anirudh Roy, Chief Technology Officer at Genesys International, for a comprehensive overview on this MOU. Dr. Roy.
Thank you, Gurmeet. Good afternoon to all of you. If you can just put. So I'll give a very quick snapshot of the purpose why we were so eager to have this MOU with Survey of India. The whole purpose is to co-create value and generate innovation and deliver. So the basic fundamental of this MOU is in line with the National Geospatial Policy, which has been there now. And we felt that there are many critical elements in which Survey of India plays a very, very important role. Next, please. Some of the basic framework is that what are the visions and goals of the MOU? This has been purely drawn from the NGP 2022. Some of the work that we have been doing, and we found there is a necessity of Survey of India data sets for easy facilitation. And we'll go through that. Next, please. If you, those who are actually familiar with the National Geospatial Policy, and there are certain, it's like a timetable. The mandates have been given very categorically that what are the goals and what is the vision. The primary vision is that in the India should be a world leader in geospatial space, and it should increase the digital economy, and most importantly the data should be available and the private enterprises should be involved to create the value of this geospatial economy of this country. There are specific mandates with respect to the timelines, and if you see, year 2035, national digital twin of major cities and towns have been already been marked. Fact is that it is a maturity model. We go from the geometric model to the interactive model to the predictive models, and that maturity, the most essential part is the accurate geometric model. And there are other guidelines which has also been there that the country has to be mapped in certain accurate level for the DEM, for the different level of orthophotography. These are the mandates we felt now that the policy is allowing us, the private players, to proactively work and capture the data. The actions have been as follows. Next, please. So we have started immediately after this policy has been released to work it with our unique surveying tools in various parts of the country, and each city has got their very unique challenges. So it is not only creation of the data, but also to deliver the application and the use cases which are actually fulfilling the different application domain of the line departments and also for the citizens. Next, please. So this part you have already seen that we have got several fleets with the manned aircraft, with the unmanned aircrafts. We also do have this mobile terrestrial lidar. Accuracy is the key. Next, please. This part has also been studied, and we have already elaborated this part that two views are there. One is actually the God view, what you see from the top. Another is the man view, what you see 360-degree around us. The whole aspect is actually fusion of these two. So we are capturing from the aircraft, we are also capturing from the terrestrial, and in the web-centric platform that we have created, we are actually merging both of these things, and then we are showcasing the whole stuff. So this is actually what you see from the top, and this is what you see from the ground, and this is our 360 imaging. LiDAR is inbuilt in both of these platforms. Next, please. So these are the different thematic layers that is actually there, mandated in the NGB 22. We have been acquiring this kind of data, very high quality data. Next, please. One of the very critical aspect, one who have read the National Geospatial Policy, there are some fundamental data requirements. And if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whether it is the countrywide geodetic framework, orthoimagery, functional administrative boundaries, geographical names, elevation, these are the ones the nodal ministry Survey of India. And we found that it is very, very important that when we come for the digital twin creation, these are very, very essential data themes that we need to build. And that is the basic necessity we felt that we should work together. And Survey of India wholeheartedly accepted our proposal by looking into the work that we have been also been doing. And rest of the ministries, the facilitation has also been promised by Survey of India. They will facilitate to get the data sets from other department so that the data becomes meaningful to the end users. Next, please. I don't want to delve much on the subject, but the fact is that when we create any digital twin, first and foremost, the administrative boundary of the city. Getting the boundary is one aspect which has been facilitated by Survey of India. Second aspect is the geodetic course framework, which Survey of India is all. The whole objective is that we should do the things at scale and at a speed. The course network, once we get and we start working on it, we can speeden up the whole thing. Orthoimagery, aerial photography, there are multiple other layers which we are creating. Elevation is the primary requirement for DTM and DM. That is also we are getting facilitation. The addresses, normally we do the property survey and also we get from the line departments, and same thing for the attributes. Next, please. This is the course service, and soon after my presentation, we'll be running a short video of how Survey of India does this course for the countrywide platform and how we are leveraging this facility to enable and creating a very accurate digital twin of the cities. Next, please. This is a very, very important part, the data model. The data that Genesys is creating is based on standards, and these standards are based on whether it is the Bureau of Indian Standards, whether it is the formulation of the GIS-based master plans by the TCPO and Survey of India. We are exactly following the same standards, but it requires some modification in terms of 3D. There has been a project which has been done by Survey of India way back in 2008 to 2011-12, and that was the 3D GIS. Many of the elements needs to be incorporated into the standard, and we are looking forward to work very closely with Survey of India in making that happen for the need of the country. Next, please. It is not new that we are talking to Survey of India just because they can facilitate us with the data. Survey of India has got a rich experience in executing similar project in the past. General Jirish Kumar is here. He was actually the project director of Delhi State Special Data Project. And that was the first time we have done as a country the largest city of Delhi, and up to the level of details 1, 2, 3 that has actually been done. So this kind of experiences which is there, we would like to exchange this information and would like to further augment our own digital twins. Next, please. So as I told you, it is not only the geometric twin, it is also about the analysis. What kind of viewshed analysis one can do, and those practices have already been done by Survey of India, and we would like to exchange and go further. Next, please. These are just few names that how these digital twins that we will be creating, it will be relevant to the existing government scheme, be it a smart city mission or the Amrut scheme or the Panchayati Raj example, the PM Gati Shakti program, or the disaster management programs countrywide, or the city level property service. The examples are many, but we are just giving a snapshot overview that how the data that we'll be creating, and this is the government projects. Besides that, there are a number of business enterprises, be it telco or the insurance or the risk assessment or the banking. They are all very enthusiastic about the data that we are going to create, and they're going to use it for betterment of their economy. Next, please. So this is the last slide. We just like to give and highlight what are the collaboration mechanisms. So Genesys will generate the 3D digital twin for the major Indian cities, and we are in the process. Survey of India will provide the course data set, as you have already seen. Survey of India will also offer the boundaries of the major Indian cities, rather they'll facilitate with the local municipalities. Survey of India and Genesys will collaborate to create this urban 3D data model. And then Genesys will acquire data sets, and then with the very advanced LiDAR and optical sensors that Sajid spoke about. Last but not the least, Genesys will license this geospatial data products to end users in a content as a service model. So this is the model which we have thought, and we'll work very closely with the Government of India, with the various line departments, and we'll deliver the results which will be of quality. Next, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Roy. Now it's the time for a video presentation by Survey of India on the cost data services, a critical component of our collaborative thinking. That's okay.
Make
So this is the video presentation by Survey of India on the cost data service.
Survey of India, the National Mapping Agency, has developed and maintained the National Special Reference Framework (NSRF) of the country since 19th century. As envisaged in the National Geospatial Policy 2022, Survey of India is in the process of modernizing the National Special Reference Frame by establishing course network covering all parts of our country and making it accessible to all Indian entities. CORS infrastructure is a network of permanently installed reference stations equipped with high precision grade GNSS equipment. These stations collect 24 by 7 GNSS satellite data of all available constellations and forms well-defined, stable, high accurate and easily accessible spatial reference frame for country. CORS stations also act as a real-time kinematics-based stations that broadcast corrections via internet and augment the accuracy of real-time positioning of GNSS equipment. Looking at the importance and usefulness of the technology, Survey of India has established more than 1,000 continuously operating reference stations all across the country, which are obtainable 24 by 7 for 365 days of the year. CORS network will also increase productivity of surveying and mapping agencies as they can free up their inventory and pool of skilled manpower from setting up their own base stations by subscribing correction services of CORS network to receive NRTK corrections. GNSS data collected by continuously operating GNSS equipment can also be retrieved from the central server via internet for post-processing. These data can be used in the determination of precise geodetic coordinates as well as in various kinds of scientific studies like ionospheric and tropospheric modeling, earth crust deformation, sea level rise, climate change, and meteorological studies, etc. CORS data and correction services are disseminated in open and non-proprietary protocols, making them more accessible and easy to use. Countrywide CORS network will enable single standard for collecting, storing, and using geographic data for cadastral land administration system, smart cities, road and rail networks, and other infrastructure projects like gas, water, power, communications and logistics, etc. It will ensure consistency, compatibility, and harmony in geospatial data set created by various organizations and agencies and will facilitate efficient use of country's resources by reducing duplication and promoting data sharing and cooperation amongst them.
Quite an informative one. As we reach the culmination of this event, it's time for a brief but heartfelt vote of thanks. It's my pleasure to invite Mr. Nakul Mendiratta, VP at Genesys, to express the gratitude on behalf of all stakeholders. Mr. Nakul Mendiratta.
Thanks, Gurmeet. Distinguished guests, esteemed partners, and respected colleagues. On behalf of Genesis International, I stand here with immense gratitude and appreciation for the overwhelming support and enthusiasm that we have received. This partnership between Genesis International and Survey of India represents a fusion of expertise, vision, and a shared commitment to transforming the landscape of digital mapping in our great nation. We extend our gratitude to Survey of India, represented by esteemed Mr. Makwana, Survey General of India, and his entire team for their pivotal role in making this collaboration a reality. Survey of India, with its rich history and unwavering dedication to precision mapping, has been a guiding force in shaping the geospatial landscape of our country. I would like to express our deepest gratitude to all the distinguished guests, especially Professor Kundu, Director of NIUA, whose presence has tremendous value to this event. We are honored to have your support and look forward to enriching engagements in the future, ma'am. I would like to express our sincere thanks to the Department of Science and Technology for their steadfast support. The DST plays a crucial role in propelling technological advancements for the benefit of our society by fostering an environment that encourages innovation and collaboration. To our media partners and the press, thank you for helping us amplify the significance of this collaboration. Your role in spreading awareness about the transformative potential of geospatial mapping is invaluable. In closing, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to all the guests and partners who have joined us here today. Your presence is a testament to the collective commitment to the innovation and progress. Together, let us embark on this transformative journey and create a geospatial legacy that will stand the test of time. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this momentous occasion.
I request all guests to proceed for lunch to continue discussions, foster collaborations, and enjoy a delightful meal. Thank you so much.